Israel. According to a recent report put out by Deloitte, investment in clean technologies and those sorts of companies, talking about solar and wind, totaled $1.6 trillion in the third quarter alone. $billion, I'm sorry. The number two destination was Israel. Joining us is Jonathan Medved, CEO of Ringo. Now, it's a ringtone company, but he's a serial entrepreneur in green and other technologies. On his list of companies he founded, companies like Shopping.com and Answers.com. Good to have you with us.
Great to be here.
So we keep talking in this country about China, and they're eating America's lunch when it comes to solar and wind and things like that. And you say, well, that may be true, but there's someone else in there who's at the top.
We're definitely in the game. Israel is very, very big in clean tech. In fact, there are 1,000 startups active in Israel getting venture capital investment, developing new technologies in solar and electric car batteries and everything. But what's amazing about Israel is not just the startups in this little startup nation, but the fact that we have large companies of scale who are leading in these clean technologies. For example, in geothermal, we have the world's largest geothermal company, Ormat, symbol ORA.
Trades on the NASDAQ with a market cap of what, a couple $1 billion?
Yeah, a couple $1 billion. They produce geothermal all over the world, from New Zealand to the big island in Hawaii. Even that biggest little city on earth, Reno, is powering most of its electricity in that little cute sign with power from Ormat's generators. Now,
that's pretty incredible. And Ormat, as we said, again, we'll put the stock chart up, but it does trade on the NASDAQ. There's another one, a solar company that's got contract to provide, power for a couple of million homes in California.
There are two Israeli companies who are duking it out over the California solar market. These companies are Solel, which was just bought a couple of weeks ago by Siemens for $418 million, and another company called BrightSource.
BrightSource, right.
Okay, and now Solel basically has been operating plants in California for almost 30 years. BrightSource has only been in the game for 3 years. BrightSource investors include Google, Morgan Stanley, BP, and Chevron. Together, these two companies are going to produce electric power for 2.5 million California homes. And that's just starting. These are both little Israeli companies.
That is pretty incredible. So leadership in geothermal.
Right.
Leadership when you talk about solar. Also, though, you're talking about desalination, which is a huge issue in the Middle East.
It's a huge issue everywhere.
Right.
I mean, water is going to be the next silicon. Israel is the world leader in water technology. We don't have a lot of water. We recycle 70% of our wastewater. We have the largest desalination company in the world called IDE, which builds plants in 35 countries. It has built the world's largest plant in Ashkelon. It and a new plant they're finishing are going to produce 300 million cubic meters of fresh water in Israel. And in water technology, whether it's drip irrigation or all kinds of other recycling, we lead.
And one other area where Israel's trying to be number one, cars.
Well, we're interested
in... The big three isn't getting it done, so Israel's trying to step in.
We're interested in electric cars.
Right.
A great entrepreneur in Israel, Shai Agassi, has built a company called Better Place Project, which is the first company outside of Japan that was invited to join the Japanese Electric Car Consortium. They're partnered with Nissan Renault to develop the car, and we hope by the year 2012 we'll be driving electric cars, not just a couple of test cars, but lots of them in Israel, courtesy of Better Place.
It's incredible, and thank you very much for coming in and sharing it with us. As we said, as John said, 1,000 clean technology companies there, and one that he mentioned that trades on the NASDAQ, if you want to take a look at it and find others related, would be Ormat, the geothermal, the symbol is ORA. All right, breaking